I liked Joker 2. That's right. Lock me up. Put me in jail. I deserve it. Contrary to most other reviews about the movie, I genuinely enjoyed watching it in theaters and don't regret buying my ticket. I actually was swayed by other people's opinions on the movie at first, making me less excited to see it. But for all of you Joker 1 fans out there, I'm here to tell you, go! Why? Why did I like this movie? You all might be asking. Well, first, I just want to put it into context. Joker 1 was a gritty drama with a talented cast of characters, and Joaquin Phoenix depicted a version of Joker not seen before in media. His Joker is a mentally ill loner mixed with a society who abandons him and treats him like trash! It's an origin story for who is to later become the titular psychopath, and it shows how the actions of people around you shape the person you become. This first film was an absolute masterpiece. It was a legitimate class act, which I didn't believe could be replicated, and to some extent it wasn't. Like most sequels, Joker 2 wasn't as strong as the first film. Now most people automatically assume that that means the movie sucks cheeks, and that's where most people would be wrong. The sequel stayed true to all of the original concepts and executed them in a realistic and interesting way. There were only a couple of locations in this film, as opposed to the first one, as Arthur Fleck has already been captured in Arkham Asylum and awaits his trial for murder. This already limits the possibilities of this movie, but the writers did an expert job of making the world seem bigger than it is through the musical numbers. Now, I'll admit, when I first heard this movie was going to be a musical, I was not very excited. I was actually extremely not excited and very, very scared. To my surprise, however, the music wasn't as noticeable as an actual musical movie would have been, and was way more subdued and used as a gateway for escapist fantasies and a method of showing Harley's influence and pollution of Arthur's mind. The singing also wasn't terrible, and I only cringed one time, count it one time, and that was at the wedding song. I just found that really cringy. Another thing of note is that we have Lady Gaga playing Harley, and she was an amazing choice for this role, especially in this world. Gaga has always struck me in some ways as an alternative performer, be it the meat dress or anything else she would wear, and she always has a way to distinguish herself from others in the field, and I don't believe she relies on cheap tricks to garner her fame. She has a lot of talent. And that being said, her acting skills blew me away in this film. She genuinely made me believe this chaotic world because she was so well integrated into it and added a little bit of flair to a story that had minimal opportunities of chaos due to how controlled it was. One thing I hear a lot of people saying is that this sequel was made into a musical for Lady Gaga. And what I say to that is, so what? She is an amazing singer, and I don't fault the creators for utilizing her strengths while still remaining true to the feeling of the first film. And they did remain true to the first film. Just because there were musical elements involved doesn't mean it drew away from the story and the character portrayals. Characters were brought back from the first movie to testify, showing how actions have consequences and that this movie doesn't exist in a vacuum. We are seeing the results of the actions of a man gone mad, and he couldn't keep up the act forever. We all know the feeling of biting off more than we can chew, and his realization that he was Arthur Fleck at the end of the film expertly depicted that. We are human. We are fallible creatures, and that's what I love about both movies. They are so grounded in reality, even when being about psychotic murderers. And I can see the logical progression of his insanity and eventual breakdown. This is what sets both of these films apart from most modern cinema, and as a big reason why I think a lot of people might not have liked this film. A lot of people go to the cinema to escape reality in some ways, so they expect grand fight scenes or flashy animations. Joker 2 provided way less of that than Joker 1. And this isn't to say that this is the only reason people disliked the film, but it is definitely getting more hate than it deserves. The story was solid. The actors were phenomenal. It revived the feeling from the first film, albeit to a lesser extent, and we got closure to Arthur Fleck's story. I genuinely enjoyed this film, and I was emotionally attached to Ricky. Rest in peace to my boy. Let me know your opinions on the film in the comments, but let's keep it as peaceful as possible because I know this is a polarizing film, and I know I may have a different opinion from a lot of people reviewing this movie. If you enjoyed the video, please leave a like and subscribe. It really helps me out having your support, and I'd love to make more videos like this. Till next time.